Rasta Rasavengi
Bob, can you hear me there?
will be running the show for us. There is Gillian Potter. She has been enormous for her side. Through 4 games here, she'll want 6. She'll want to finish the weekend with 6 matches to her name, and she'll want a spot in the big one. Let's find out now who is booking their ticket first and foremost. They look to be fought off the hands of Javelay, and that's the way that Rasta saw it too.
So close though, wasn't it? It's worked so well for them, that kickoff so far this weekend. Gillian Potter rising high and trying to get hold of those kickoffs. That time it just didn't quite come off.
Kazlik will feed the scrum, tucked in behind his Quirk. And she peels right. Green on the far side, the 2 speedsters lined up against each other. Green on the cut ball. This woman covers 100 metres in 11.3, and she's going to take the first 5 points in the Cup semi.
We've said it before, when they do it well, they make it look so easy. Elia Green saying to Tim Walsh, hang on a minute, why have you not started me sooner than this? Alicia Quirk drifting across the pitch. That takes the defence with Leah Green cuts back, and as soon as she's free, there is no chance for the defence.
She touches this ball down, and you'll look at her face, she wouldn't blow out a candle. She's just gassed it for 60 metres and is not blowing at all.
It's bread and butter for her, isn't it? Look at that. 13 tries already this series. We're only in the 2nd tournament.
With the injury to Portia Woodman on day 1 here, Australia 7, USA yet to score. With that injury, it's enabled Ellie clear at the top of that try scorers list. Kelly Brazier from New Zealand chasing her down. They're up next, New Zealand versus Canada, but right now it is Australia kicking out on the fly from the restart. That has been an Achilles for Australia here in South America.
Yeah, it's hard to fault any other aspect of their game at this tournament, but that's the one, and that's the one that stops you keeping hold of possession.
Thomas, Polite across, 6 on 6, and the green and gold win that battle. Bonnie goes to Kelter. Kelter now to Potter. Potter fit and firing. Nice offload too. Bonnie does great work at the breakdown to secure possession. Javelay across the park. Thomas. Cherry goes high on her and holds her feet nicely. They'll flood this, the Australians, and turn over, and not only turn over possession, they'll win a penalty as well.
Yes, Shannon Parry, that's one of her favourite jobs, that, isn't it? Giving the other team some stick at the breakdown. Javelay ended up with a body position far too high and couldn't fight for the ball.
Yep.
Green. Now with Kazlik. Kazlik holds up at the line. Quirk on order pace. Polite to Turner. Turner turning it on for the Aussies. Gets around the outside of the defence, and it is all Australia through 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, what Australia have used in this tournament to great effect is the speed on the other side of the pitch. So I'm talking about, you've got Leah Green this side, but using Amy Turner and Polite on the other side of the pitch. There's so much threat of pace, and Amy Turner, such a good finisher, really balanced running there.
She's a no-nonsense type of rugby player, Amy Turner. Kicks on its way, and again, Australia just running up their points in denominations of 5. Kicking an issue, well, 12-0. Cherry, deep this time round, manages to keep that in play. The USA 22. Nice work there from Maravalala on the wraparound, and Here she is. Miss Inspiration, Gillian Potter, going to Kelter. Long raking pass to Javelet, and she lays it off for Thomas. The defence answering the questions being posed by the USA so far. Potter, nice ball out in front for Bonnie. Bonnie can't get around Green, who gobbles her up, and now Potter's there, brought down by Quirk, and Australia force another penalty at the breakdown.
Yeah, Potter let go of the ball, but then picked it up before she'd actually stood up there. She was, you know what she was trying to do, but she got the timing a little bit wrong. At the moment, Shannon Parry doing such good work in the breakdown for Australia.
Green taps to Caslick. Caslick stuttering, and here's Parry on a hard line. She's done a ton of work in defence, and now is going to get brought down, but manages to do the rest from the deck. Parry, so powerful.
A great line from Shannon Parry. We're talking about her work at the breakdown, but she knows how to cut a line as well. From there, an easy finish. Her momentum takes it over the line. Worth a mention, though, for Charlotte Caslick. Her work off those penalty moves is what makes the space. She plays with her head up. She draws 3 or 4 defenders in and then chooses the right option. Sometimes it's the short pop, sometimes it's the wide pass. Almost always makes the right decision.
Another 5 points go on the Aussie score sheet, and they are cleared by 17 against the USA. Well, it's been something that's really stood out for the Australians here in Sao Paulo is the pace and the angled running from depth, and that's what you want in any form of rugby. Their execution has been top class. Cherry, and if Australia find a way to progress to the Cup final, that is going to need to be addressed, and they will face either New Zealand or Canada in the big one if they can hold out this very dangerous USA team.
Yeah, at the moment USA getting a lot of free ball because of the kicks, aren't they? I mean, the the Australian defence so strong, so good at the breakdown. It's not counting against them at the moment, but as you say, in the final, it could well do, or in a final.
Of course, so Australia can just flop onto this and the ball won't need to come out. Get the feed, but Rasavengi says that'll do us after 7 minutes of play, 1 half down, and it is Australia leading the USA by 17. Coach Tim Walsh in there giving directions to his ladies. You'd have to think, Sue, that he'd be fairly happy with that first half. They were near flawless.
Pretty hard to fault, wasn't it? Kicking aside, everything else was really precise. The pace on both sides of the pitch was good, but the accuracy of the passing to get the ball in the hands, just as good.
Brazil, they've turned it on in Sao Paulo. Lovely part of the world. You can get to a churrascaria and you can eat lamb, as much lamb as you want. And they welcome with open arms. It's a real treasure, isn't it? A real lovely part of the world, and the food is sensational. They just grill anything. A bit of salt on there and away you go.
White.
Picanha, lamb. Oh, yes, please. Delicious, and this has been an equally appetizing game of sevens from Sao Paulo, Brazil, stop 2 of the HSBC Women's 7 Series. That pass out in front, Kelder does so well to reel it in. Here she comes again, Kelter. Going over the top with a big palm and taking play inside Australia's half. However, the Aussies are up to it, and Quirk fires a pass to Parry. Green is very well marked here, so with 4 USA players shepherding her and then getting crunched by Gillian Potter was Green. That is a super hit from Potter. Kaslik though, Potter had done all the work on Green, and then out of nowhere came Charlotte Kaslik, and Australia get the first points of the second half.
Charlotte Kaslik again playing with her head up all the time. The ball came out to her, she looked left, she'd already looked left, realised that the defence, there was more defence that way, so brought it back, and then the seas opened for her because there were so many Australian players that US were marking. It turned out the gap was the one right in front of Kaslik, and she took it.
Well, they sent 4 troops in to try and corral Elliot Green. Kicks on its way from Emily Cherry, and that one's through. Kaslik smiling, and so the Aussies, they're up 24-0. And then the next thing you know, poor Gillian Potter has Charlotte Kaslik, a nominee for the IARB World Rugby Sevens Player of the Year last year.
Okay, time back on.
Previous to that, it was Emily Cherry, the reigning World Rugby Sevens Player of the Year. Turner rushes up. Javelet switching to the hard running for Avesi. Avesi clears. Javelet. Thomas. Easy pickings there for Turner. She does well to pick and go again.
First off goal, then white. First off goal, then white.
Yeah, Australia doing a very, very good job of shepherding the US whenever they do get the ball.
Okay, time off.
We had an interesting scene in our final game yesterday where we had to delay the closing match between the USA and Spain because a little bit of lightning dancing around the Arena Barreri. Ruster in charge on that one, and he said, you know what, we're just going to hit the sheds for a touch and let this move over. When it rains and storms in Brazil, it hits with a bang. Thomas gets play the 22 for Avesi. That's gone back, says referee Ruster Vengi, but Nicole Beck just pinches it and says, I'm going to take that. Now Murphy spinning out of one. Etheridge onto the park, new fresh legs. Kaslik across the Turner. Amy Turner has 2. And Australia have punched their ticket. They're off to the big one.
We've seen some impressive attack from Australia in this tournament, but it's worth noting the defence. There is no way through at the moment for this USA team, and this USA team is packed full of strong, athletic, powerful ball carriers. Amy Turner there again finishing off, but because Australia have made themselves a space by turning over at the breakdown again.
Etheridge with the conversion attempt, no good, and the women in the green and gold are up by 29. USA launch something from deep inside their territory? They've been pinned for the moment.
Matt, play it on. She released it, it's fine.
Smart play there from Tapper. Great meters post-contact
Quicker release, please. There.
for Avesi. There's Hunter firing the ball across the park to Carlisle. Number of changes being made now by USA coach Jules McCoy. Leaves a Javelin on the field though, and she's gone without it. Then the head-high shot came from Tapper. No malice in that one. Just hung the arm out and caught a little bit of Charlotte Caslick's noodle.
There we go.
That's a strain for head, I should clarify. Sorry.
Not often you see Australia kicking for line, is it? Well up in this game now. 28 points, 29 points rather.
I guess you have the luxury now to try and work on some set piece restarts and see what you can get cooking ahead of the final, which will be up against either New Zealand or Canada. Elliot Green at the front. Elliot Green hurdles and scores. She's starting to hit her straps in South America. Elliot Green is smiling wide.
Not where she scored most of her tries from, not normally from the front of the line out, we're not guarded by the opposition. Usually she's out in the wide open spaces on the other side, but hey, she doesn't mind. Nice free ball, no defence at home.
The box jump on Elliot Green, you should see how high that woman can box jump. She can actually box jump as high as Amy Turner, which is around about 165 centimetres. So that was just small fry, that one. Australia up 34-0.
There is a lot of power in them, their legs, that's for sure.
Looking forward to seeing the upcoming feature, which World Rugby will be putting together on Elliot Green. The guys will showcase some of that. And another reminder, if you haven't yet seen the yarn they've put together on Gillian Potter, the number 3 for the USA, get your eyes around that via Facebook or YouTube. That will go 10 for Avesi. She goes to Tapper. Oh, Tapper is so strong in contact. Beautiful play.
Tackle only.
Speaking of beautiful play, Emma Tonagato heads up there. Now Green again. Will Green just back herself to get on the outside of Kelter? Kelter is a wonderful defender, and Green will just get crunched. Super shot from Kelter, and now the repeat hit coming from Carlisle.
Okay, leave it go.
Kelter is one player you want to be wary of when you've got the ball and she's looking to lay one on you. And again, Tapper. Promising player is Tapper. Javelin gets low. That'll be play on. Carlisle now.
Over.
Carlisle steadies and straightens. That's a great pass to the woman we were just speaking about. Kelter. That's a high shot from Turner.
High.
So
there we go.
USA can march it up. Full-time Hooters gone here at the Arena Bareri.
On the shoulder.
Yeah, shame for Olive Kelter that she slipped there. Looked like it was going to be a foot race with Charlotte Caslick. Not sure who would have won that.
Long ball to Tapper. Into Green. Goes high. Gets help from Tonagato. And I dare say that'll be the end as we maul and wrestle it to the ground. It's an Australian feed. No, it's an Australian win. They are on their way to the top ticket in town. The cup final awaits Australia. Winners here against the USA in the semi, 34-0.
Super desafio Brad Rugby Sevens, Brad Brasil, Brad Bradesco.